thank Pauline. You did a great job for me. You were fair, honest, and I really appreciate you very much. You kept me going good. He's not here. I don't know where the heck he is. He hasn't been here all year. But anyway, Mr. Bellier, I have to say, all year long, he's kept us. He's done a lot of positive things. We kept us out of the paper for negative things. When it came to the bulletin, I asked him, actually I directed him in the beginning of the year, that we were not going to use that for a stand for board members to be anything in there. The bulletin was going to be about, and only about, children in our school district. And I am very proud to say that that's exactly the way we kept it. And you got to give these two people a big round of applause for me. Thank the people who came to the meetings all year. You were great. I thought I was going to get murdered most meetings, and I didn't. You were really good to me, and I hope all the meetings from now on go the same way. We all respect one another. We have our differences, but we can talk about them. And I was very proud to represent all you people. That being said, what? Anyway, okay. So first off, we'll get questions from the audience, agenda items only. I'm loving you people even better. Okay. What? You did that already. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I said it before we did the pledge, but you want us to have a motion open the meeting? Do I have a second? Because I thought George said it the first time. Okay. What are you going to do? Start dropping the ball now? I throw you some compliments and now all of a sudden now you're telling me, come on. Okay, is everybody, we officially started now? All right? We're all good?
How are you?
Good questions from the audience?
Thanks.
Okay. Thaddeus, you here tonight? This meeting is not going to be here with suspenders and his bow tie? I am disappointed.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
Can you do something like book club, baby? No. Okay, we're going to have a special presentation on the school report card. In our day, we used to call it the car report. It tells us how we were doing or not doing stuff. Mr. Nolan, I'd like to be it. Next year I'll have one just like it, except longer. You're going to target me again.
Thank you. Thank you, members of the board. Tonight we're going to look at test results and other information on Brentwood schools included in the annual school report card, which was released in late April. Much of the data included in this presentation comes from the 2010-11 school year. Results for state tests administered this year, spring 2012, will be available next fall, at which time we'll do another presentation. Okay, we're going to cover 4 topics tonight. The demographic profile of Brentwood and how it's changing. The 2011 ELA and math assessment results for grades 3 through 8, and the 2011 Regents results, as well as graduation rate results. Finally, we're going to talk about new assessments and accountability rules that will go in effect next year. Okay, in looking at the district's profile, 4 patterns emerge. We have a steady increase in K-12 enrollment, a higher percentage of students living in poverty, a greater number of students who are severely disabled, and finally, a greater number of students classified as limited English proficient. All right, here is the district enrollment slide. You can see growth in K through 12 enrollment over the past 4 years, approximately 650 additional students since 2007-8. The size of an elementary building, yet state aid for the most part has remained flat. The number of children eligible for free or reduced price lunch, which is our poverty measure, has also gone up. If you look at the current year rate, go backwards. If you look at the current year rate, we're logging in at about 75%. Last year it was around 71. Okay. And you see a poverty comparison here, showing the tremendous economic need of Brentwood students relative to the state and Suffolk County. Okay, and then the 4-year trend showing an increase in left students requiring mandated language services. And then left comparison across the district, state, and county. All right, mobility is an important issue in Brentwood, particularly for our low-income and limited English proficient students. As you can see, the number of students who move from one building to another or out of the district during the school year has gone up tremendously. That 2008-2009 figure, which seems very low, is a little artificially low due to changes in our data system. We transferred over to eSchool during that year, so the number is a little underreported. Okay, immigrant counts. Here are the countries from which most of the immigrant students arrived during the 2010-11 school year, primarily Central and South America, but with a growing number of children from Pakistan. The racial and ethnic composition of the student body is changing, but very slowly. Hispanic students now make up 75% of the total student population. Okay, along with all of these trends and changes, we still have forces of stability. Attendance rates continue to be high, comparable to districts with similar demographics to ours and New York State. And here we have a breakdown of attendance rates by school. Again, the rates are comparably high. Okay, suspensions have gone down over the 4-year period. If you look at that chart, you see that we have a 9% suspension rate beginning in 06-07, going down to a 6% suspension rate, significantly lower than comparable school districts and close to the state rate. That's a testament to the effective student management practices instituted in our schools. All right, now we're going to transition over to look at 2011 grades 3 through 8 assessments. And there are a few patterns that I'd like to identify up front. We have slow but steady growth in both ELA and math performance with large gains in grade 6 math. ELA proficiency rates significantly higher than those of similar districts, districts with similar demographics to Brentwood. Our special populations, limited English proficient students, and students with disabilities continue to struggle on state tests, but that is a statewide trend. And our results are comparable to the statewide results for these students. And overall, the results indicate that our district is closing the achievement gap in ELA and math. All right, here's a breakdown of school performance for grades 3 through 5 on the ELA assessment. For the most part, our elementary schools achieve proficiency. That is, for the most part, our elementary schools achieve proficiency at rates ranging from the high 30s to, in some cases, 50%. By proficiency, I mean the percentage of students scoring 3 or higher on the state exam. You'll notice the final column lists statewide proficiency rates in these grades that fall in the mid-50s. Okay, and here is a breakdown of ELA proficiency rates that compares our district's grade level performance against the performance of similar districts and the state. You can see that the proficiency rates are significantly higher than those for similar districts, but still behind the proficiency rates for the state. Okay, and here we have a breakdown by educational program, general education versus special education. And here we have a breakdown by language status, English proficient students versus limited English proficiency. Okay, the next slide shows the extent to which we have closed the achievement gap in elementary English language arts. In this particular grade category, we have kept pace with the state, meaning that there has been no change in the proficiency gain. We haven't lost any ground, we haven't gained any ground, we remain at 14 percentage points behind state proficiency. Okay, now we're moving to English language arts performance in the middle grades, grades 6 through 8. These were particularly tough tests, and the proficiency rates both for our district and the state are lower than the proficiency rates that were recorded at the elementary level. You'll see that our schools had proficiency rates that range from the high 20s to low 30s for grades 7 and 8, and the low 30s to almost 50% for grade 6. State proficiency rates range from the mid-40s for grades 7 and 8 to over 50% for grade 6. All right, here's a breakdown of ELA performance by grade with similar districts in the state. Again, we're performing significantly higher than the similar districts. Okay, and here's a breakdown by program and by language status. All right, now in terms of closing the achievement gap, we have gained 1 percentage point over the state for middle school ELA. So we have closed the achievement gap by 1 percentage point, even though in both cases, state proficiency rate and Brentwood's proficiency rate went down. Okay, now we are moving on to mathematics at the elementary level, grades 3 through 8. Overall, we see higher proficiency rates by school. You'll notice that several of our elementary schools scored at or above the state proficiency rate in grade 5. Here's a breakdown by grade level. See, very close to meeting the state proficiency rate in grade 5. And here we have it by program. And here we have it by language status, where our English proficient students in grades 3 through 5 match the proficiency rate for mathematics in grades, match the proficiency rate in mathematics, 67%. And we have a closing of the gap slide, which shows that we've closed the achievement gap by 2 percentage points, reducing the gap to just 9%, which is very encouraging and giving us a chance to eliminate this gap entirely within a few years. All right, moving on. What have we got here, Laura?
Middle school gap.
All right, moving on to middle grade. We have proficiency rates by school. Again, several of our schools are close to, and in one case, exceeding the statewide proficiency rates. Okay, here's a breakdown by grade. Note the performance of our grade 6 students.